so now that we're getting toward the end of the closet build, I wanted to kind of do a walkthrough of the OTA over-the-air antenna system that we put in. And then next episode, I will walk you through the closet as it is now, kind of toward the end. And then I'll probably get into the security series after that. But I wanted to kind of go through everything that we put into here. So what you're looking at is a Channel Master Extreme 80 antenna. Again, I'm not sponsored by Channel Master. I'm not sponsored. They didn't give me any product. This is money I put out of my own pocket to put the system in. I'm not getting paid to say anything about them. I did my own research, and this is what I chose for my house. You may find something different after you do your own research, but this is kind of like what I did. So again, I went with the Channel Master 80 long-range multi-directional antenna. The reason why I did that was when I started looking at the heat maps of where the TV towers were in relation to where I'm located, there was antennas kind of to the west of me and also kind of the southwest of me. So to pick up the maximum amount of TV stations, I went with a multi-directional. I could have gone with two directional antennas, but it would have been a little bit more complex setup, and this seemed like a really good way to bring it in. And so far, it's been working fantastic. I'll show you what kind of channels and signal we're picking up toward the end of the video, but this basically receives the high definition and digital signals from 180 degrees. The reception supposedly is up to 80 miles, but that would be, on top of the roof with no impediments like, landscaping, trees, buildings, that sort of thing. So 80 miles may be good, and I think I'm getting about 80 miles, but I'd probably get a little bit longer distance if this is mounted on the roof. And you can mount this outdoors or indoors, so just be aware of that. Went with the galvanized steel indoor and attic mount. It comes with a basic mount, but the attic mount has a bit more of a rotation. So right now you can see I've got it mounted fairly level up in the rafters, but if I had mounted it, to an actual rafter, at the 45 degree, I could have rotated that mount. So it seemed a little bit better for my application. Basically how I found the antennas is I went to two places. Channel Master has a TV heat map. So you put in your address and it'll tell you what direction the TV towers are and what kind of signal strength you can expect based on your home location. And it'll tell you the degrees. So you can basically pull up your compass on your phone, or you can use a manual compass and figure it out. And based on where the antennas were, that's the direction we put it. So kind of the left side, as you're looking at it, would be facing kind of northwest. And then the right side would be kind of pointed southeast. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, southeast. So that got the majority of the antennas from the TV stations pointed right at it from that 180 degree. So, and as I said, it's working out really good. I'll show you in a little bit. So you can go to Channel Master, and I'll put the links down to the list. Also, tvfool.com. I use them as well to kind of verify and cross-check. So I think one or two of them had a little bit degree off here or there. Again, I'll stick the links down below, but you can figure that out. Immediately coming off of that antenna, I put on a lightning antenna, a Channel Master CM 2520. Sorry, tongue tied. Channel Master CM 3205 lightning surge suppressor. So it's designed to withstand the chances of damage for electronic equipment, and it can handle electric surges within 6 kilovolts or 3 kiloamps. And it's the same level of surge protection you get on coax installations from like your TV or your broadband cable internet or your satellite TV systems. So that's plugged in immediately. It's kind of hard to see from all the way down there, but it plugs into the right about the dead center of that. So it's screwed in there. And then the cable, the first cable, in the middle comes off of that, right? From that, I go to a coax grounding block. So I think I pointed this out, and it may be hard to see. I'll try to zoom in a little bit with this. But up here, there's a green cable that comes down here, and that is a grounding wire had the electricians installed. So that is a dedicated ground. It goes from the roof line all the way down. So let's see, it goes all the way down over here, down at the floor. And I think when we were showing you where we pulled up the flooring and we were putting in the conduit, it goes in through there and then all the way out to the grounding block I had them put in, right? So then from the grounding block, and that does a couple things. So I got a search for suppression on it, and then a grounding block. And I know that may be overkill, but the surge suppressor, antenna lightning surge suppressor, it's only like $12.50 so for a little bit extra protection. So for $12, why not? So it goes from there into the grounding block. And just want to point this out. So building code recommends that all outdoor TV antenna installations, and specifically that with an antenna, must have a coax cable be bonded to the home's grounding electrode system. And again, this isn't outdoor, it's indoor, but it's right at the roof line. And it has happened that lightning has struck a house and then jumped through. So again, for an extra $12, and then I think the grounding block cost me a couple bucks. It wasn't very expensive. So to have the extra protection, I thought it was worth it. And someone's probably going to say it's overkill. There's no really need to do that. But I put both of them on there, and for the couple bucks it saved me, or it cost me, it wasn't really a thought in my head. From that point, you can see over here, I'll try to point it out right about there. I had the electricians put in an outlet box. I had extended from one of the outlets that was currently in here. And from there, I don't know if you can see it, but right up here, I put a Channel Master high pass filter right after the grounding block. And basically, the high pass filter is designed to clear your OTA signal from basically common interference. It can be installed, and they recommend it installed before any kind of preamp, and I'll talk about the preamp in a second. But the filter is used for installations that are near coastal marine ports or in proximity to aeronautical radio navigation or maritime mobile and maritime radio locations, as well as frequencies from some amateur satellite transmissions can cause intermittent pixelation or even channel loss that can be disruptive, to your amplifier. So again, that wasn't really expensive. I put that on after the grounding block. And then from there, right across from here where I had that outlet put in, the reason I had it put in was, let's see, I put in their preamplifier. So it's a Channel Master CM quadruple 7 HD. So it's built to support the latest digital and high definition broadcast standards. It's heavy duty waterproof, so it can be used outdoors. I've got it in the rafter on the indoors, but it can be used outdoors. It's got a built-in LTE filter, so it filters out 3G, 4G, and 5G signals. So that way, any kind of cell tower signals won't be causing any interference in your TV frequency. It also filters out-of-band EMI and FM radio. Some people like to use their TV antennas for also an FM radio signal. I'm not going to be doing it, but some people do. So just be aware that it does have that FM radio filter. And it's got a really kind of cool feature. So it's dual gain. If you push it in with the button on the side of it in, it'll give you a gain of 17 decibels. Because it's only going from here, basically one floor below, I don't need a huge amount of signal boost, but I want it to boost the signal so that way I'm getting a really good clean signal to the inside. Now, if you're running it for a further distance, say you had it outside on a pole, you can flick that switch and it'll give you 30 decibels of gain. So Again, I didn't want to overload my system downstairs. I just wanted to give it a nice little boost, so we're getting a really good signal downstairs. So from this point, let's go downstairs and take a look. Oh, I just wanted to call out, if you're looking over here, you may be seeing the cable hang down a little bit. Again, that was just kind of for the basic installation. We are definitely going to go back and staple that in correctly. Again, we've got the walls that are going to be going in here when we start building the second floor out. So when we start doing that and figure out where our walls and our ceilings are going to be, we're going to make sure that's all within code and stapled up. Right now, it's just kind of hanging down and not really going anywhere. But anyway, let's go downstairs to the closet and let me show you what we got in there for the OTA system. And as I said, next episode, I'm going to go through pretty much everything else that's in the closet that we've done so far. But I'm just concentrating on OTA.